you are. Remember.
I had us muted. What's up? Welcome to Mouse Ears and Magic. What a lovely night this has been. This is going to be a fantastic show. I have high hopes. I'm James.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Chase.
This has been a disaster of a night so far. Oh my goodness! And here comes Phoenix. Go watch your video, buddy. Whew.
You got to bring in the heavy hitters.
Boy, we made it though. We're finally on. We're finally live. We're finally recording.
Oh, I bet it's because the camera has a firmware update. That is why.
So what has happened, just to give everybody a little look inside the chaos, as we were getting ready to go live, Sarah lets the dog out. He runs
Who
through
let the dog
plug. So Sarah let the dog out, and he runs through and unplugs everything. And we finally get back up and going. And then Chase's headset's going haywire. He's not getting any sound or anything. We're not hearing him. Then all of a sudden his computer has to do an update. So it's just been a disaster. So that is why we are about 20 minutes late.
That's 16.
Whatever. There's LD checking in already. Derek from Satisfactual Sign Co. We're going to be talking about those little gems that he sent us. Lori Jean Carlson, welcome in. Happy New Year. Samantha Lowe, Lisa T, Garth from Magic and Mickey. Man, everybody's coming in tonight. This is going to be fun. Derek says, come on, guys. Time is money.
Right? He's wasting my time, that's for sure.
Anyways. All right, so we've got a lot of things to talk about. Chase went to Christmas over
Christmas over Disney.
Yeah.
Went to Disney over Christmas. Oh boy. We've got Spider-Man we need to talk about. Book of Boba Fett. We haven't talked about Hawkeye at all, I don't believe. But I want to save Spider-Man till the very end. That way, if there are some people who haven't had a chance to see it yet, they can turn it off at the end and not worry about missing anything else. Logan's checking in. Craig's Robotics. What's up, everybody? Elle says, Chase, you're freezing on her end.
Burr.
It is getting cold. It is getting cold.
Yes, it is. It's about to drop into the 30s here. It's already snowing in North Alabama, so
right.
My mom just sent me a picture. They live in over the Tennessee line or near North Alabama, and it's snowing where they are.
Derek is making fun of your Maleficent movie.
I saw that.
A video on James Mann's TikTok from Waterloo, and it was snowing hard, snowing sideways hard.
Yeah,
on his stream. My stream is stream. I don't know. I don't know how to do anything with that, so I don't know.
I don't know if you can see, but that's my parents' house.
Okay, alrighty then.
So they're just across the state line into Tennessee. It's already accumulating. Yeah, that's crazy. It was 81 yesterday, folks. 81. Derek's rubbing it in. A
silly
blustery 68 there.
Screw it. Shut up.
All right.
I hear it.
So since Derek's here, let's talk about him a little bit. He sent us.
It's not nice to talk about people.
Sure it is. If they're here, I'm not talking about him behind his back. So he sent us these awesome gingerbreads for Jameson and Phoenix to paint. And Jameson wanted to.
Mine. The eyes look like.
I know you're not finished. Jameson wanted to be a family affair, so we all sat down and painted. We'll start by showing you, and if you're listening to the podcast, you can hop over to the YouTube and check these out. I've also posted them on. I'll be posting them on Instagram. Phoenix got real creative with Minnie Mouse. He just went all pink.
Okay.
All pink. So Hey,
You know what?
I get it.
Actually, do you know what it kind of looks like? Have you seen those Brito statues? The like porcelain Brito statues that they sell at Disney, and they're like kind of like artistic, like they're characters,
Oh
but they're
yeah,
artistic representations with different colors on them. That's kind of what that looks like. So
it is.
Yeah.
It is. And then Jameson did pretty good, I think. Got his Donald's got his green hat on, his red bow. I think he did a really good job.
yeah,
Because
Mhm.
these things, you don't understand it until you're doing it. These are super hard. Which one are we showing next?
Okay. Mine is not finished.
Sarah hasn't completely finished hers yet. But here's Daisy. Looking all fantastic with her green bow.
Aha.
Whoa, Chase, what just happened?
Fixed it. I fixed it. I've been playing in the background, behind the scenes while we were talking. So I fixed the computer, the Canon. So
And then there
updated some
is
firmware.
my Mickey.
Isn't he cute?
I am actually proud of the outcome of my Mickey.
He worked on it very hard.
Hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
Man, that would not be very efficient if you were actually doing this as a business.
Yeah,
I know, right?
no, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand how he does it.
Well, because he's just that good. That's why.
The lines are so tiny. They're so tiny.
Did you not learn how to like paint in the lines when you were a kid?
Yeah, no, this is completely different, homie.
No, I mean it's the same thing. It's just a smaller scale.
Oh,
get
it
it
is?
like
Okay, well, we still have
finer.
Goofy and we still have Stitch. So come on over. And I want to see you. Derek says, what just happened to my mouse? It just got possessed. Derek says magic. I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it because it is.
You should see the Darth Vader jack-o'-lantern eye card one year. I have to find a picture of that. It was very intricate.
Oh wow. So yeah, I've always had.
By the way, Roll Tide.
Oh yeah, we Roll Tide.
We have a bunch of those cups.
I've got one from like every year since Saban started coaching there. So
wow.
Elle says live painting party with Chase.
Painting party. Woo.
If he does it anything like me, it would not be much of a party.
Yeah, he could sell like packages and do something like that. Do like a live where you paint together.
Yeah,
and
like a family painting kit.
Yeah, like a kit. You paint, whatever, and you can watch them live paint the same thing. That would be an interesting little.
That would be kind of cool.
Because I know, like, how they have those things where you can paint the little wooden signs at like a class or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Or what are they called? Painting wine or painting. There's one called
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
DDV in the house. What's up?
Y'all about to see a 5-year-old get decked. He's getting on my nerves.
Right. But yeah, I've always had mad respect for, his talent and skill with these, with his paintings and everything. But my goodness, dude, after doing it, I don't understand how he ain't gone mad.
I tried to tell him that after you've done it for done a lot of them and practiced for a while, it probably doesn't take you that long to do them.
Oh no.
And he's doing it in like sections, like painting one section.
Yeah. I don't know.
Either way, whatever. Anyways,
yeah.
It's a true report.
I need to learn his magic. All right, Chase. So you went to Disney over Christmas, quick trip, right? Only there a few days.
Yeah, a few days, and it was a different kind of trip. It wasn't like normal where I would be going hardcore,
right,
getting in every single attraction and ride that I can get squeezed in on a trip because it's different family situations this time. For anybody who's watching or listening doesn't know, my dad had a stroke a couple months ago, and so he has very limited mobility right now, and so this was just more or less just kind of a quick family trip. Well, for me, they just came home today. They've been down there for like almost a week and a half, but so we didn't get out and get crazy and do a lot. They actually did more, I think, after I left than they did when I was down there. They
just bringing down the party, dude.
Apparently, even though I was like the only person going to the parks the entire time I was down there, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
One person went with me to Hollywood Studios one night. We went to Oga's, Road Tower of Terror, And then we watched the show on the Tower of Terror, the Christmas show, the same one they've had for the last several years. So
Yeah.
knew what to expect, but it was still nice to see again. And then let's see, I went to Epcot on Christmas Eve. Tried a little bit of the holiday food kitchens. Mexico, still my favorite, with the giant tostada. It's like one of my favorite like food booth dishes ever at Epcot. It's so good. Did that. Just kind of hung around. Let's see. Trying to think. I didn't even watch. No, I didn't watch Harmonious. Rode a couple rides. Then Christmas Day we went to Magic Kingdom. But we did Christmas, like family Christmas stuff that morning, so we didn't go to Magic Kingdom till like 3 o'clock. And we had dinner reservations at Crystal Palace at 6 or 6:30. So rode a couple of rides. We did like Buzz Lightyear, some like Haunted Mansion, People Mover, and then something along those lines. And then went to our Christmas dinner. And then, so it just worked out that by the time we got out of Crystal Palace, it was about 10 minutes till Enchanted Garbage Can started going off. And so we watched those.
Wow.
And my dad, my dad, who now is not emotionally attached like I am to Happily Ever After. I mean, he saw it. He's seen Disney fireworks forever. And the show got over, and he goes, "That show wasn't that good. Is that new?" I was like, "Unfortunately, yes, it took the place of the best one ever." He goes, "Well, they need to change that." So I said, "That was bad." So that was my dad telling it like it is.
I
So
love it.
so yeah, we did that, and then we after it was like 9 something, which the park was still open till like 11 or something, but we went back to the house. We're staying in the house, 7 of us while we are down there. So which was awesome. Had a pool and a jacuzzi, so I was in the jacuzzi like every
Nice.
night. Went swimming a few days because it was like 85 degrees outside. Had to turn the pool heater on, warmed it up a few degrees just so it wasn't freezing cold, and enjoyed the pool. And then then on the 26th, I flew home on the 26th, but my flight wasn't until 10 p.m. that night. So I went to Hollywood Studios for a little while during the afternoon. Nothing crazy, and then just went and hung out at the house until it was time for me to get to the airport. Of course, then I get to the airport, the whole 2 hours early thing, and so it's like right at 8 o'clock. And so I have TSA pre-check. Well, of course, being on the 26th, and then being a Sunday night, I was thinking, well, there's going to be a lot of people flying, because, it's the day after Christmas. People got to go home. We go back to work, because not everybody's off like the whole week of Christmas and New Year's.
Right.
And I get to the airport. I was like, this place is dead. I was like, where is the people at? I walked right up to the security line at pre-check. Nobody in line. Laid my bags, checked in showed them my ID, put my bags through the thing, took the little the airport monorail over to my terminal, and I was from the car to the terminal in 5 minutes, going through security. So then I was like, well, I have a
2 hour
2 hours
dead
now,
time.
and then of course then I'll look, then I get a notification my flight's been delayed. So yeah,
Of course
so then
it
we
has.
didn't even take off till like 10:30, 10:45. I'm supposed to take off at 10.
Man, that stinks. You could have gotten that in the jacuzzi for a little longer.
Oh yeah, I would have stayed at the house till like, well, if I didn't known it was going to be like that, I'd stay at the house till 9 o'clock, or not 9. I didn't
Right.
say that till 9. It was like a 45, 50-minute drive to the airport from there. But I could have stayed there till I could have left the house at 8,
Like
8:15
o'clock,
versus
yeah.
leaving there at 6:15,
Um,
so or whatever it was, so or 7:15, I guess. But yeah. So yeah, it was a nice little short, sweet trip. I mean, I got back and then immediately was like, man, I need to be back down there. It's so much nicer than being back home. And especially now that it's like 30 something degrees outside, I'm like, okay, definitely need to be back in Florida because it is
Right.
too cold outside. I don't like cold. I don't like snow. So I'm going to be depressed now until April.
Hey, I bet the girls are loving the cold
Well,
though, aren't they?
it's so wet outside though, and
Yeah.
it's raining, so they don't like to go out in the rain.
Isn't that the
Right.
worst too? Because you know they have to go to the bathroom, but they're like, I really don't want to go out in that rain. And then
Well, they'll if they need to go to the bathroom though, they won't. I mean, they will not do it in the house. So
no,
they'll go
like
out. They'll go out and they'll literally, because I got like a little tiny patio out here, and they'll literally walk right off the edge of the patio, go to the bathroom in the grass, and run in the house as fast as possible. So
well, like
if they have to do the number two now, they have to they actually don't do it right beside the door, which is actually really I appreciate that a lot.
Right.
So
Yeah.
but yeah, they don't like going out there any more than I do when it's raining. So
what I was gonna say was our dog, he paces if he's outside. And I don't know how he does it, but he manages to always get muddy really bad. And then he comes in and it's like slinging all over the place. I have mud on
well,
the
no,
walls, mud
I
on the floors.
understand actually. I understand how he gets muddy because y'all told me he has a path worn into your backyard, so it's basically mud. So when they come in from going out here, and even though they're after a few minutes because they run out and run in, their undercoats are completely soaked with water. So I see why that he has mud all over him because that's what he's doing when he's running. When he goes out, it's just flicking right up on his fur.
Right.
Yeah, because they come in, they're like soaking wet, and I'm like, how did you get so wet? You're after like 15 seconds. And it was just because they ran through the grass and it all just kind of like tires on the car, just sling the water up. So
Right. What are you doing?
I ain't doing nothing.
She's distracting me over here. So nice little quick trip to Disney over Christmas. Was it super busy?
it was not even comparable to 2019. We were there at Christmas 2019, and of course I was there Christmas of last year, which last year was lower capacity, so it can't compare to last year. So going off of which I was there, basically I was there Christmas of 18 and Christmas of 19. Christmas of 19 for sure felt twice as busy as it felt in the parks to me.
Yeah.
Like there was just like the wait. I mean, there were higher wait times, but there weren't 3-hour waits for rides. Like I clearly remember on Magic Kingdom Christmas Day, there was it was 2.5, 3 hours to ride Mine Train, like over 2 hours for Space Mountain, 2 hours for like the Haunted Mansion, 2 hours for like 100 something minutes for Splash and Big Thunder, and the wait times for like most rides outside of Jungle Cruise I should say, 45 minutes. Mine Train was maybe 80 minutes. I mean, it wasn't that. It just the wait times weren't there to I don't even know. They claim they up capacity, but what did they up it to? Because if it was sold out ticket wise for the pass holders and the ticket holders, how many people did they really let in?
Yeah. Says, do you think the wait times were being exaggerated for Christmas as well?
I don't really know because we didn't ride enough to I didn't ride enough.
Yeah, you weren't really paying attention.
Well, we had the disability pass with my dad, so I don't really. We didn't wait in the line for the things we did to. So I don't know to tell you what the wait time was like, if they were exaggerated or not. I mean, I'm sure some of them were long. I mean, were really long waits. So
yeah, good job, Sebastian. Just joined in. Long time no see, buddy. So since Sebastian's here, let's go ahead and move on to the Book of Boba Fett. Sebastian, diehard Star Wars fan. Chase, you've seen it, right?
Oh yeah, definitely saw it that morning it came out.
Yeah, Sarah's seen it. So let's start with you, honey. What did you think about it?
I think I agree with Sebastian. I need to go back and watch 4, 5, and 6. I thought it was good. One thought I kept having through the whole freaking episode was, good gosh, how much sand are they getting in their face, in their eyeballs? It was like just sandstorms all the time.
Right.
But, and I want one of those machines where you just get in it and then you're healed.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, who doesn't want to back the tank? Sign me up.
Right?
I want one, like for real.
I was like, that would be just.
Of course, now some of the stuff they shot, they're using that new technology. They started using on Mandalorian, where it's like a giant screen wrapped around
Yeah.
behind the cameras, and it projects the environments. Now I know they definitely use practical stuff too. It's not all just the new technology, but a lot of that
Right.
stuff is not. It's not technically what you're real. So
All right, let's see. Sebastian says Anakin Skywalker. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and
I
it
don't
gets
like
everywhere.
sand. It's coarse. I was gonna like. I don't. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought the show was incredible. I agree. What's it called, Chase? The bathtub thing? The
Back to tank.
back to tank. Thank you.
Back to normal.
Back to
Ba-dum-tsh.
yeah, so rumor
Right.
has it is they're actually going to have those available on your last night
At the Galactic
at
Star
the
Cruiser.
Galactic Star Cruiser, so that you can
Yes.
heal from spending all that money.
Yes, I love it.
Remove
Love it.
feelings of guilt,
Right.
self-deprecation.
So but
As long as
yeah,
it'll take some pounds off while it's at it, I'm gonna jump right in.
yeah, no kidding. All that blue shrimp you're going to eat, right?
Hey, I'm gonna eat the heck out of that blue shrimp. Give me all your shrimps.
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 My brother doesn't eat shrimp, so I'll take his.
Yeah. So here's my question though. So you went to the shrimp basket. Are you going and you get a basket of blue shrimp? Are you going to eat that? Like, I mean,
If I
or
go
is
to
it
the
just
shrimp
'cause-
basket and I get a basket of blue shrimp, I'm gonna ask them what happened to it. And if they can't tell me like they just dropped the food colored in there, I'm leaving and never coming back, because that tells me something bad happened in the kitchen and they don't want to admit to it.
But you're okay with eating it at Disney?
Well, because they tell you up front, it's like
Like, hey,
red.
it's gonna be blue.
It's
You know it's
blue.
gonna be blue.
I mean, you're not expecting to be surprised at that point.
Yeah.
What if it
But-
comes out like freaking red or green?
I'm okay with
or
red and
yellow?
green if they colored it that way. Whatever, it don't matter. It bothers me.
Like be like, I thought it was supposed to be blue. Like, what happened?
Sebastian says the back to tank is going to be a hydro massage bed. Actually,
I'll take that too.
well,
Actually,
they
that's
have
fine.
one of those, or they have 2 of those at my gym, and I cannot wait to try them. I should have did that tonight. Dadgummit.
Yeah. So that would be funny. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed the Book of Boba Fett. Like, I really enjoy Star Wars. I'm not a diehard fan. I can't remember the back to tank. But I love how they answered a lot of questions that were left.
Oh, the backstory
previous,
to
right.
start out the episode was, it's like, so anybody who read any of the old Star Wars extended universe stuff, I mean Boba Fett in the books and the comics, whatever, he either one of those forms, but he did escape the Sarlacc pit in the extended universe, and then when Disney took over and all that stuff was not canon anymore, then his fate was left to what happened to Boba Fett. Well, we never heard. And so then, of course, with Mandalorian, hey, Boba Fett shows back up. He made it out. He doesn't really tell you how he made it out. He's looking for. He doesn't have his armor. He gets his
It
armor
was a
back.
clickbait situation.
Yeah.
They knew you'd want to know.
And so then you're like, well, maybe they're going to explore it. And then, boom, they announce this Book of Boba Fett's coming out. You're like, okay, we're going to hopefully get some answers. And they literally just open the show up, the first 10 minutes.
Right.
This is what happened. Like, he basically yanks a stormtrooper's air supply out, puts it in his mouth to survive in the Sarlacc stomach. And then he burns his way out of it, which is amazing. So now we know how it died. Because they show it dead.
All gooey.
They show it dead. They show the Sarlacc dead. When was it showed dead? Was it in Mando when they showed it was dead? Was that in Mando?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think it was.
so.
Yeah. So then you get to see. Okay, hey, there's.
Well, yeah, because
Sarlacc.
Mando. Yeah. Wasn't that when Mando and the Tusken Raiders and all? Isn't that what? No, that was something else that they.
No, that was the.
Yeah.
That was the Krayt Dragon.
Yeah, the Krayt Dragon. Sebastian says he exploded his jetpack in one of the old stories to get out of the Sarlacc pit. Yeah, I thought it was really awesome how they answered those questions. Also, how did he end up with the Tusken Raiders? We've got that answer now. The biggest thing that I enjoyed about it was there was no foreshadowing to what's coming. right? We have no
Yeah, we still
clue.
have no clue what the rest of
Right.
the show's going to show, and we don't have a trailer that shows anything
There
really.
was no credit scene, nothing
no
like
end
that.
credit scenes. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's going to be just we'll find out again Wednesday. The next episode comes out.
Yeah. Adventures by D. Welcome in. Happy New Year. Yeah, it was really great. The only downside that I saw to it was the fight scene. I felt like that was kind of slow.
Yeah.
But talking to Sebastian last night, he also explained that, it might be just showing that he's not to 100% health yet after
Right.
being in the Sarlacc and all. So that makes sense. So maybe it'll get better with the fight scenes moving along. But I do feel like that this show is really messing up Disney parks. Because like Sebastian said,
I was going to get to that in a minute, so glad you went there.
yeah, like Sebastian said, this show in just one episode has already, showed us why even more Galaxy's Edge should be Tatooine. It's,
100%.
him, walking through town and all, like there was so much
Okay.
life, and
The fact that they went in. Okay, so since we're talking about it, them being in town, they go in the cantina, and who's playing?
right,
Like the old band. It's
Mhm.
Max. What's his face? What's his name? Max. Gosh, I can't think of his last name. The dude, the blue guy. His name's Max something.
right,
Anyway, I was like, holy crap! They brought him back. He's in this. They're back at the same cantina. That was so cool. That was really cool to see.
yeah. What was you gonna say, honey?
I was gonna say one of my favorite scenes of the show was when that guy was like, "One small matter," and he's like, "Excuse me."
Yeah,
That was pretty funny.
yeah.
Hey,
The guy
Disney
that was
Golfer,
there,
welcome in.
the guy that was there for the mayor.
Yeah,
I
I don't remember what he called himself.
I don't
Is
even.
it
I
his
don't
name
know.
was it Carl Vanth or something, I believe.
He's all like, he gives the gift of gratitude.
Max Rebo.
Max Rebo, yes, thank you.
Sebastian, he says he's hoping for more flashbacks, and
100%.
hope we get 1 or 2 episodes of flashbacks to how Boba became so infamous and worked with Vader and Jabba.
I don't think we're going to get that, though. I don't think we're going to get that.
Maybe. Adventures by D coming in hot right here. I love this. Walt Disney World, Galaxy's Edge be Tatooine, Disneyland be hot.
Now, see,
That
I
would be
am
cool.
100% down with that because that entices you to go to both parks and go to the lands.
Exactly.
Because you definitely, if you saw Tatooine, you definitely want to see Hoth. If you saw Hoth, you definitely want to go see Tatooine. I mean, if you're any kind of Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Not right now, Dakota. We just went outside. No bail.
Every Disney park has an iconic building that becomes a symbol for the land. Imagine Jabba's palace, now Boba's, off on the horizon of the land.
Yes.
Or what if Sebastian's also said that? What if you could actually, they made Jabba's palace a restaurant, and then you have a Boba meet and greet on the throne and all.
Okay, I like it.
Like,
you have Jabba's palace, kind of how Galaxy's Edge is laid out now. Is you have like the Resistance area and the little forest,
right?
Then you have the town. Jabba's palace could be a little deserty area, and you could have like some sand dunes blocking, and then Jabba's palace be over kind of around the area where Rise of Resistance is. You end up figuring out another ride to put in right there. Take over that. You could theme it anything using the current system that they have. You can just retheme it to like any ride you want to, basically. And then the town area be like the town of Tatooine, like the town it's Mos Eisley on Tatooine, and you have the Cantina Oga's be rethemed to the one from there, and you could have like another cantina in town because there was more than the original plans call for more than one in Galaxy's Edge. You definitely have a sit down restaurant or something there as well. It'd be some shopping. It'd be another ride over there somewhere. It'd be like you entering the spaceport. They could still keep it Millennium Falcon themed, but it have the dome around it because you're in a spaceport of Mos Eisley, and then you make it to where, like the Millennium Falcon, it turns. It's almost like old school Star Tours, and it could be like you could blow up the Death Star. You could have it changing and be like they originally intended it to have multiple rides. You could have the Millennium Falcon helping to blow up the Death Star in Episode 6. You could have it when they're escaping the space worm, Episode 5. You could have Episode 4. You could be where they are escaping the Death Star. You know, you could like so many things that you could do with
Yeah.
that. That's just for me, just brainstorming sitting here. But it'd be so much better than what we have now. What we have now is just trash.
Yeah.
It really is. Like I'm a huge Star Wars fan. If you don't know anybody that's listening or watching, and I was so excited. I mean, I went to Galaxy's Edge when it first opened. I was like, I stayed at Pop Century. I was in line like an hour and something before the gates opened, and I was so disappointed. You know, first off, only one ride was open when it first opened, but there was just like nothing to do. You're just standing
Right.
around, waiting in line to look at stuff to buy. That's
Yeah.
all it was. Literally, the whole entire area is nothing but a giant shop.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all it was a money. It's always a money grab. I mean, don't get me wrong, the food's good. I like the food. But there should have been a table service restaurant. First off, I mean, hello, they could charge $70 a person, be character
Right.
dining. You know, I mean, duh. I mean, ding ding ding. They don't like, ring like they love their upcharged character dining. So your normal character dining is what, $49, $39, $49 adult.
Mhm.
You can make it $79 adult and be
Right.
Star Wars themed. You have Star Wars characters walking around, meet and greet with those characters.
Yeah.
And it could be, and like I said, it would be people from like the original trilogy era walking around. You know,
Yeah.
Darth Vader walks through the restaurant with his lightsaber. Imperial March plays. Then you can have some people dressed up like Luke or Han, Leia. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, it would have been. Let me let the dog out. She needs to go outside. But
Okay.
and
And it's like, Derek says, get rid of the First Order references, change the Cantina a bit, and the rest can work. Get rid of Kylo's shuttle, make it an Imperial shuttle. It's easy to change at this point. Really easy to change. Sebastian,
I mean, there's been rumors floating around if they're going to try and Mandoverse, change up some of the Galaxy's Edge and throw in some of the Mandoverse characters. I mean, there's been ever since Grogu has become like, the hot selling ticket for Star Wars.
right?
I mean, that's the rumors have been floating around, so definitely be interested to see, where they go with that. If that happens, if they retheme some of it around there. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Sebastian said they would they would want to walk into the Jabba Palace to take you through the animal cages on the bottom. Just dark cages with animatronic animals moving occasionally.
An animatronic Rancor.
And
Please
that's exactly what he said.
Make that happen.
Rancor included.
Please make that happen. Oh my goodness.
Thanks a lot, Cheap Peck. 50th anniversary was the same way. It was get in a line to buy merch. It's true.
Oh yeah, that's all the 50th was. Just get in the merch line.
Remember the Kenobi show?
Get your text for 7 hours from now.
My gosh, I'd forgotten about Obi-Wan coming out. And so Obi-Wan's going to be on Tatooine as well. So I mean, they're just
exactly. You could have an old Obi, you could have a younger Obi, either or. You could have like both of them at different times of the day.
Right. KDB from Popping the Popcorn. Hello, Happy New Year. Welcome in. Prepper Boy says, "Hey Chase, they missed the Disney World vlogs."
Yeah, I miss them too.
So, but yeah, overall, Book of Boba Fett, huge win. I think episode 1, huge win. Moving on. So Hawkeye, we hadn't talked about Hawkeye.
Prepper Boy, I did. I did do a live stream from Disney World like 2 months ago when I was down there. So
right.
But you can go see that. There was a live stream. I went to Hollywood and Epcot, so that's on
Yeah.
there from like October if you want to go check that out. But yeah, on to what was you saying?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Overall, Sarah, what was your thoughts on Hawkeye?
I would give it a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
10 out of 10. Wow.
Ooh.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, if I gave it any lower, it'd probably be like a 9 out of 10. There could have been a little teeny bit more action, but it was still really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would go like 7 out of 10.
Why? Why are you going low on
This is
there?
my least favorite of the shows that's come out so far. I feel like they're really trying to push what's her face, and I just kind of
You didn't like it. You liked it less than Falcon and Winter Soldier?
yes, it had Falcon and Winter Soldier in it.
Are you?
It's because
But Hawkeye had Hawkeye.
Yes, it did have Hawkeye, but Falcon and Winter Soldier, I felt
it doesn't like the lead being
if. No, that's not the reason. I just don't. That is not the reason. I have no problem. I love Black Widow. I love Black Widow. I actually like Captain Marvel, unlike some people.
Dude, look, that movie could have been so much better.
It could have been better. I mean, not gonna lie.
I think that they backtracked way too much. If they could have cut out some of the like memory stuff, because they just it wasn't.
I didn't mind the
Chase,
stuff.
I'm talking. Let me finish, please.
Now you can't hear her when she talks.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that when they did backtrack, it was pretty much like the same 2 or 3 memories over and over and over again, where they could have added different memories or less flashbacks or just something else. It was just a lot of the same. So like out of a 2-hour movie, at least 30 to 45 minutes of it was a repeat.
Yeah, it was the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like in Hawkeye, the memories that we had were like in episode 1, and then she talked about it briefly. And was it the last episode 5 or 6? But like the rest of it is a all new story. It was fantastic. I thought it was very well done.
Which touched on like some things that happened in the past and like the big battles and all that. Right. But I mean, she even tells why she wanted to be Ronin and why she started with the arrows and all that shit.
Yeah. Sebastian hasn't seen Hawkeye yet. But Falcon and Winter Soldier is hard to beat for worst Marvel show. Yeah. All right, Chase. So
I think that like out of all of them, there's only a couple good ones.
I just do.
So what was it that you didn't like about Hawkeye then?
I wasn't a huge fan of the action in Hawkeye.
Okay, yeah.
I just didn't think it was as good as what it could have been with Hawkeye. And I also felt like we should have seen more of him being Ronin again. I want to see more.
Trying to kill off Ronin, so why would he be Ronin?
I wanted more Ronin because I thought that's an interesting part of his character that they don't really touch on much.
Right.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I thought overall Hawkeye was amazing. I would say a 9 out of 10 probably.
I agree with Pepper Boy on Falcon. There is really good parts and there's really bad parts.
Yeah, they said the writing was kind of cheesy.
Yeah, and just
see, that's how I felt about this one. So
I mean and that's fine.
So all right. So let's start with you, Chase. Rank the 4 Marvel shows that we have. WandaVision, Loki.
You don't have to tell me. Loki, okay. WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Hawkeye. That's my ranking.
Okay, honey.
I would say Loki hands down number 1. He gets the gold star. Then Hawkeye, then Wanda. Or I think Hawkeye and Wanda are really tied for me. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm not even going to include it.
Yeah, I'm going to agree.
Well, you have to rank it because it's one of the 4.
Well, it's there, but I don't consider it.
So was Cincinnati, but you see how that turned out.
Wait a minute. I need one of those little Cincy shirts so I can drop it on the ground and do
I know.
the little dance on it, like whatever that guy did. I don't even know.
So for me, Loki's number 1, Wanda 2, Hawkeye 3. Wanda and Hawkeye, like Sarah said, extremely close, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier 4. Like
I think I ranked Wanda the way I did. Like they're right there together, but I didn't like how it was so drawn out at first, and you couldn't figure out what the crap was going on.
right.
And then it shifted. Now, it made a lot of sense afterwards and stuff, but it made me more excited for what's coming next.
See, I was like, I liked the way they wrote it to start WandaVision to start with. I really liked that, how it was like, why is it a sitcom? But then, like, you realize they show these little flashes of other stuff going on in your lives.
Right.
Wait a minute. So so like immediately, I in my head said that it actually is a sitcom. Now, why is it a sitcom? We haven't figured it out yet. And then you figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
After a couple episodes in. And like you said, then it completely shifts its tone, and you get what's really going on, and you get like the major action and stuff. So
I had to wait. Like I watched it because I was watching it with Jay, but then I had to like wait, and after my semester, go back and watch all of them again together, because I just couldn't devote the time to like put 100% attention into Wanda at that, because it was just a bad time for me. And I think I liked it better once I could pay attention.
You definitely need to go back and pay attention to it, especially since you now if you haven't got there yet, but if you obviously y'all have seen Spider-Man, so it makes the post credits.
Yeah, I mean, I went back and watched it again. I really enjoyed it. But like the first go around for me, like there's little Easter eggs all in it, and you got to really pay attention to stuff.
Yeah.
Like the little red toy and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just couldn't devote the attention to it when it first came out.
Hey Anthony, what's up? Welcome in.
Hey buddy. So WandaVision, it's fantastically done. I'm really excited to see what that brings. Like Chase said, what that brings to the multiverse of madness. How everything's going to play in.
I am so excited for that because I have a feeling they're going to bring in stuff from obviously. Well, we already tell. Let's wait and we'll get into this in a minute when we get to Spider-Man.
So I think we've got everything checked off the list except for Spider-Man. So if you have not seen Spider-Man No Way From Home, thank you so much for joining us. We request that you go ahead and turn it off because we don't want to give any kind of spoilers or anything. If you've managed to avoid them this long, congratulations. That's amazing. What is it? Oh my goodness, Sebastian.
Yes. I don't know if it's Disney Springs, but the old Disney Springs maybe when it was still
downtown
Pleasure Island.
All right, so Sebastian, thank you for joining us. I know you got to go because you haven't seen Spider-Man yet. So we'll give it just another second. Make sure everybody can get out. Dude, Spider-Man, without any spoilers, real quick. Rate it out of 10. Sarah, go.
I would give it a 10 out of 10.
You're being really generous with your ratings tonight.
The ending made me so sad, though.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking to me.
So, real quick, you've been so generous with your ratings. Rate Bob Chapek 10 out of...
He's a 10 out of 10 douchebag.
Chase, Spider-Man No Way Home. Out of 10, what do you give it?
9.925.
What was that?
9.925.
9.925 out of 10.
9.925.
Because I won't give it a 10 out of 10 because that's reserved for Infinity War.
Okay. What about Ragnarok?
Ragnarok would be, oh gosh, like a 9.995. 9.95.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you've got Infinity War, Ragnarok, and then Spider-Man No Way Home.
They're all three. Just like they're all three right there.
Yeah. So I'm with y'all. 9.5 out of 10. Easy. It's such a fantastic movie. And I really want to go back and watch it again Honey, did you get a chance to watch that YouTube video I sent you?
Which one?
Chase, I need to send it to you. There's this guy, he found like 74 Easter eggs.
Oh, is that what you were asking me earlier? And no, I have not watched that.
Oh my gosh, dude. Some of these Easter eggs.
There's a lot of Easter eggs in that. There's a
ton.
lot of Easter eggs. I picked up on a bunch, but I definitely know I didn't pick up on 70-something Easter eggs. I mean, I'd have to watch it a few more times to pick up on like half of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was insane, the Easter eggs that are in this movie. So you said it made you feel sad.
Wait, the ending?
Yeah, the ending.
Where everybody just...
I was crying.
They don't know.
I ain't gonna lie.
I was upset. That really was so sad how he walks into that coffee shop or cafe or whatever it is, and she has no idea who he is, and his best friend has no idea who he is.
Well,
so,
and then when they're talking about it, like, I don't want to forget you.
When Happy shows up in the cemetery, and they're like at his mom's or his aunt's gravesite, and I'm like, is he going to tell him? Because like he's the guy that helps out with Spider-Man, and he's not even going to tell him who he is. Like,
okay, so I've got a couple things. All right, I want to start with the coffee shop. Now we think MJ has forgotten, right?
Yeah,
but she's still wearing a broken necklace that he gave her on their field trip.
I didn't notice that. Okay, good.
She's still wearing the necklace.
Good point.
So there's something, she knows there's something with that necklace. Like, why else would you wear a broken necklace?
Right.
There's meaning to that necklace for her. So has she completely forgotten?
I think she completely forgot, but I think something is starting, like her spidey sense is tingling.
Right. Also,
Spider Girl.
I mean, she is Spider-Man's girlfriend, so.
Now, Ned has forgotten about Peter Parker. Has he forgotten that he has a little magic in him?
Has he forgotten that he helped Spider-Man?
Right.
Does he still help
Spider-Man?
Or does he not help Spider-Man at all now?
There's a lot of things that go into the future that, I don't know. I got questions. Going to the cemetery. How does Happy know Aunt May without knowing Peter Parker?
He says through Spider-Man, but that makes no sense. Like,
exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. How can he know Aunt May through Spider-Man without knowing Peter Parker?
Well, see, I think so. I know the way the spell works. The spell basically just erased their knowledge of who he was from their memories, but didn't change it didn't change their past. So everything that happened up to a point happened, they just didn't remember. So like if they hung out with him, they just can't remember who they hung out with. You know what I'm saying? That's
my thing is, I'm a little confused here. So they cast the spell that jacked up, and they had to put it in the little box and stuff, and then send people home and whatever. That happened, so it was done. And then he said, well, can I fix it by them forgetting me? And he's like, yeah. But wouldn't the other spell still, it's still cast.
No, so that's
it rewrote the spell again.
Because that's where the spell had gotten so messed up.
They put it in the box.
They put it in the box. The spell never worked. What it was doing was bringing other dimensions in, right? And then
bringing everybody who knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
Right. And so then,
so if they forgot that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, then they'd stop coming after him.
Although, so in a sense, though, okay, so while we're talking about that, this brings up something else. If it was bringing in everybody who knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man, why did the current version of Venom show up?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Because we have not seen, he didn't know who he was. And unless you had to have watched the new Venom Let There Be Carnage and watch the post credits on that, as well as the post credits on Spider-Man, to get the full backstory, because it's actually in Venom Let There Be Carnage, the post credit scene shows him getting sucked into the other reality. So you see it from that end.
Right.
And he has no knowledge of who this Peter Parker guy in the spider suit is. So
Yeah. And there was another question I had. Oh, so Doctor Strange did the spell where everybody forgot who Peter Parker was, which then made everything back to normal. People were not coming in. So does Mary Jane know who Peter Parker is? Tobey Maguire Peter Parker? Like, did that spell work on every Peter Parker?
Yeah,
that's a good question. I don't know.
So
obviously for anybody who's still listening, you've seen it. I mean, the big like crazy reveal moment in the movie is that Ned brings both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker in using the ring of Doctor Strange's ring that opens the portals to other worlds and dimensions. And he's looking for Peter Parker, the Tom Holland version, but he finds the other Peter Parkers, and they come in and decide to help out Tom Holland's Peter Parker. So obviously, anybody who's watching or listening knows that and knows what's going on. But that's a good point. Did they just forget the one Peter Parker or all Peter Parkers? That's a good question.
Right. What do you think, honey?
I don't know. I guess it did. I don't see how if you cast one spell, if you cast one spell and it's bringing in bad people, so it obviously was affecting all of the dimensions. It stands to reason that if he cast a spell to forget Peter Parker, it would affect all.
Right.
But
I don't think it would affect the knowledge in the other dimensions, although in the other dimensions, nobody else knew who Peter Parker was.
Well,
Mary Jane did.
In all of the iterations, there was at least one person that knew who Peter Parker was, or Spider-Man was, Peter Parker.
This is true, but I'm saying not like a...
It wasn't the whole world knowing.
But even like their friends and all their family, like, everybody forgot who Peter Parker was. Like it wasn't just that they forgot that we lost Chase, that Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
Well, here's another question.
I bumped the mouse and it was over the disable camera button, so let me move that over.
I was going to say, for that matter, then how do they think that May died? Then if no one knows who Peter Parker was, and that whole thing had to do with Peter Parker.
Well, no, but they can know that. I mean, it would be that everybody just thinks it was Spider-Man, right?
Right.
That's what I would. So that no one knows who Spider-Man is. It would just be like Spider-Man was battling a villain, and the villain caused the death. That's basically what they would be thinking. In my opinion, I don't know. It's a good question.
No idea.
Or does Alex Jones, J. Jonah Jameson say, I almost made Chase spit his drink
I
out.
don't think it's, I wouldn't compare him to Alex Jones.
Are you, dude, come on, dude. He's even selling supplements.
I don't
care. That is, dude, oh my gosh.
Alex Jones is better.
Louder.
Yeah.
I
So.
might go get groceries.
We're about done.
I want to get groceries. Good Lord.
I have a pickup.
We got to pick up between 9 and 10.
Y'all's pickups is crazy.
Well, usually I order groceries and then have them for pickup the next day. But a lot of times, like I ordered them this morning.
Yeah.
So it was later enough in the morning that they'd already been wiped out.
Yeah. So, I'm excited to see where we go from here, though. We already know. I thought you was about to hit a button. I was like, "What are you hitting?"
No.
Just call the tables out like a dog did.
Right. I'm excited to see where we go from here. We know we have Multiverse of Madness coming up. It appears that we have 2 Doctor Stranges coming in the Multiverse of Madness.
Did you watch the What If series on Disney Plus?
I couldn't get into it. I watched the first one and I was like,
so at least go watch. No, you need to watch more than one episode though. So go watch the Doctor Strange episode, and then watch at least if you're not gonna watch the whole thing, if you just don't want to watch the whole thing, watch the Doctor Strange episode, and then watch the last episode of the season.
Okay.
And then that will give you backstory into the Doctor Strange that you see, the second evil-looking Doctor Strange that you see in the trailer.
Okay. All right. Cool. Good to know. Because I couldn't get into What If. To me, What If was retelling the same story, just switching characters around. And I was
but actually, so the reason they did that is because that's a lot of that is about to play into Doctor Strange. So you need to go back and watch it. That's why they did what they did.
Okay. All right.
And actually, it all ties together too with Loki in a way. So that's why it literally kind of all intermingles. That Loki and then Doctor Strange too. It's all going to kind of tie together.
Yeah. So Doctor Strange isn't he's not supreme, right?
That's no. She's saying okay. So you haven't watched it. So
okay. Hey Elizabeth.
The whole thing online about how that isn't Strange Supreme.
Well, I mean, Jay mentioned that too, and we talked about that. It didn't feel like the Doctor Strange that had been in all the others.
Right. In Spider-Man, Doctor Strange did not feel like the same Doctor Strange we know.
You talking about the one the actual one in Spider-Man?
In Spider-Man No Way Home.
He doesn't have the time stone.
So that makes him different?
He doesn't have the power of the time stone.
We're not talking about power. We're talking about his actions.
Yeah, his attitude.
Well, I think it was him because he talked about being blipped for 5 years.
Yes, Mark Valentine, I am saying that Doctor Strange was strange. That is exactly what I'm saying. Happy New Year, by the way. So yeah, that's I felt off about him. I had a weird feeling.
I gotta say, I loved his mug though. I'm gonna make me one of those.
By the way, I sent you an SVG of that to make me one.
When did you?
I emailed it to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mark says swinging in like Spider-Man to say hi.
You, so that's why she didn't get
I think he sent it to a different email because my main one didn't get it because I check my email fairly regularly.
Weird. I don't know.
What'd you send it to?
I don't know. I typed in Sarah and it came up Sarah Williams and I clicked on it. So there we go. If your name is Sarah Williams, other than my wife, and you're listening, please check to see if I sent you an SVG of the. Oh boy. So yeah, overall Spider-Man, gotta go see it. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I liked it.
Who was the better Spider-Man in this Spider-Man though?
I think Tom Holland was still the better Spider-Man. Second place, Tobey, which I am shocked about. And then
I feel like Andrew stole the show.
I mean, I think they all
Andrew kind of completed his journey in a way, where we left him.
Right.
He couldn't save the day.
Right.
All right. So as I was saying, I think that they played their parts well in the sense that Tobey was like the fatherly, I've done screwed up so much, learn from my mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrew was kind of the same, but more on his level. Like, I understand what you're going through. My heart is still fresh. And, the cry faces and all that jazz. And then Tom Holland was still the number one.
Yeah, I don't know. And Mark says he thought Andrew was the best one. I just feel like Andrew came in and stole the show.
Okay.
Andrew came in and did. He did it was also I feel like he was great in it. But I agree that Tom Holland was the best, and the reason I agree is he was the best is he really had to change up the way he was Spider-Man. Throughout the movie more than once. First off, he couldn't his start couldn't connect to the servers anymore, so he couldn't rely on the tech. So then he had to kind of go old school, regular Spider-Man suit, just using his powers and spider senses. And then you see him at the end, he kind of takes a page from the other Spider-Mans, and he's going to do this thing on his own. Gets his own place, makes his own suits. He's an old school Spider-Man. So I mean,
it's like he's growing up.
his character changed like a lot from the beginning to the end of the movie. Yeah, he really went from being a kid to being an adult.
Mhm.
Even though. So this is my thing. Did Ned and MJ both blip when he blipped?
I don't remember.
Because
I don't know.
because they were gone 5. So he was gone 5 years. So
Yeah.
they would have
They
all
had to because it's still the same
because
age.
they all look the same age and they're still in high school, even though it was 5 years. So that's why I was
Yeah.
like, we never really got a confirmation. I don't remember if we got a confirmation if they
I don't
were
remember
gone
either.
during that 5 years if they were still there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was just curious on that. If y'all,
I mean, I guess you would have to assume that they did blip because, like you said, they're the same age.
and
They're still in
in
high
They're
school.
still trying to go to college, and
Yeah.
otherwise they would.
They'd have
Otherwise,
been done with school and all that.
yeah. Otherwise, they would have been, 20-something years old at this point. So
Yeah. The GED book, I gotta say real quick, that was kind of a tug at the strings too, though.
yeah,
Because he was like about to get into MIT, and he was all like,
Right, and now he's like
His
he
whole
never
life
went to
is
high
over.
school because nobody knows who he is.
well, no, they know.
Jeez.
Like, I mean, I figure he's still, but you would think. I mean, I know that people forgot that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, but they also the spell actually made them forget Peter Parker.
Right.
Correct? That's what the
Yes.
spell did. It made them
Right,
forget
and remember
Peter Parker.
MJ? They didn't know who he was.
I don't think it would have like went. Well, I was gonna say I don't think it would have been like he never went to school.
There was
but-
no record of
No,
him.
it would be.
but-
It would be basically like there no Peter Parker existed in this universe. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's so crazy.
yeah. So now he's having to get his GED instead of graduating high school.
Crazy.
Yeah, great movie, fantastic. All right,
Yep.
you got anything else you want to talk about, honey?
Nope.
Chase?
There was something else I wanted to talk about, and I literally just so I was going to wait till the end of this to bring it up, and now I should write these things down like a good person on the podcast and not like an idiot. Dang it, I don't remember what it was now.
Look, I got a freaking notebook next to me because I did the same thing.
All right.
Well, I normally just type it. I normally just write. I'll just write it. I can make notes on my phone. I'll just make a notes on my phone, and I just didn't.
Yeah. All right. We're going to have to run because I think the dog has got the Ethernet cable in his kennel.
Yeah.
So,
fun stuff.
Yeah. So I just saw it tugging.
Hurry up.
Yeah. All right. So thank y'all so much for watching. Join us next week. I got a fun show planned. Hadn't talked to anybody about it yet, but yeah, we're going to have fun. We'll see. Bye, Chase. Thanks, bud.
Later, everybody.
And so our journey comes to an end, but yours continues on. Grab hold of your dreams and make them come true. For you are the key to unlocking your own magic. Now go, let your dreams guide you. Reach out and find your happily ever